Hi guys, this is Connor here, and today I'm going to be doing a video about all about me, what you need to know about me, and obviously my whole story. Because on my channel on YouTube and on social media and stuff like that, there is a lot of times when you hear me talk about boxing or talk about different topics on with my mate Corbin and about stuff what we wanted to cover, what you guys wanted to hear or answer your questions and stuff like that. So yeah, all that stuff is me, but it's not at the same time, because the things what I will say in this video is gonna be a lot more in depth than any of my videos of what I've done in the past. So yeah, in primary school, because when you're obviously a baby, it's nothing. Like, we gotta go straight into kid now. Kid Connor, like 6, 7 year old Connor. But in primary school, I'm obviously was at special school because when I was a baby, I got diagnosed with autism. And the main one I got diagnosed with is learning difficulties. And for people who may see me recording podcasts with mate Corbin on our podcast channel on Anchor or Spotify, and see me on videos with Corbin and vlogs off me and all that, you would not think that, but I do have it. And basically, the way how I feel about it all is the emotions kind of affect the learning, and so does the subject of the lesson as well. So I'm not going to say names because names don't need to be mentioned, but people who would know. At college, this was another one, not in the special one. At college, basically, I was late for a lesson, and I was trying to tell one of my mates that we start at lesson till quarter two. But when I say quarter, I mean quarter to two. And basically, we were late. And at first, I was trying to get to my other mate that I tried to tell her, because it's a she, that we start at quarter to two. She then talked over me, which was understandable because she was talking to the teacher. And obviously, me not handling it properly, now looking back on it, I went a bit wilder, and then obviously that occurred to us arguing. So for that, to the person who I did that to, I will say sorry, because that was not me. I was just not myself. I was frustrated and I was angry at the moment, and I could not really figure out the situation before saying or doing it. So I'm sorry. But enough of that. But basically, because I was frustrated, my brain shut off. My brain wasn't engaged in the lesson, and I was just struggling very hard on it. And it got to the point where I got emotionally upset and I had to take a break. And before that, I then was pacing down the hall, pacing down the fucking bathroom or toilet areas. And then I proceeded to punch the wall. I ended up having red marks on my knuckles, and obviously it stung a bit, so I had to run it through cold water and stuff like that to basically stop it from hurting. It did sting, but it wasn't as bad. I then did the lesson, but I still couldn't figure it out, so I was struggling quite a lot. So I needed the teacher's help on a lot of things in that work, because my brain just wasn't switched on, and I needed time for my brain to engage in the lesson so I can get the work done. And obviously, because of my emotions, it was almost end the lesson and I didn't do much work, and I was not happy about myself. But I tried to stay calm, and I obviously tried to move on throughout the day because I needed focus on the shoulder. But we'll get to that in a second. We'll get more to my mental health and personal life and shit like that. There will be swearing, so if you don't like swearing, or if you're under age of 18, then you may as well not watch this, because there's going to be some things I may not like in there. But yeah, but in the other colleges, or in the special college, most of the times I got shut off in lessons because I didn't like it. Not because of my emotions, because I didn't like it and it was hard. So there was English, yeah? And what happened is basically I was doing a question on this piece of paper and it says some stuff. And the questions I couldn't figure it out properly. And I was sitting there scratching my head like this, looking down on the piece of paper like that. And I was sitting there for like at least about 20-30 minutes just scratching my head, not even touching the pencil or pen. Whatever I use, I can't remember because it's been too long. But yeah, I was scratching my head. They were wondering if I was okay. I goes, no, I'm not. They goes, why? I goes, because I'm struggling. And they goes, well, you seem not angry, but you don't seem alright either. I goes, yeah, that's because I'm struggling. I can't get the question. And he goes, why can't you get the question? He goes, because it's not really a lesson I like. It's not the subject I really enjoy. So my brain doesn't work. It just switches off and just doesn't want to do the work. It just sits there and does nothing. And basically, I was at entry 2. So this was like easy shit. This was dead easy. Like even my youngest sister could do it. It was that easy, but I just couldn't because of my disability. And it's quite hard for me to like focus on things I don't like because I just shut off. And obviously, while I'm struggling, it does then eventually lead to emotions coming out, what not many people usually see. And is something people don't like to hear about or talk about because it's something they want to forget about. But I want to be real with you guys, and I want you to know from my personal perspective about how I live and stuff like that. And basically, primary school for me just wasn't it. I just didn't like it. I had entered into high school. It was even worse. It was more stress upon me. I was constantly arguing with teachers a lot because I was immature and I was just constantly not engaging in lessons. I was constantly misbehaving and not doing as I told. It ended up through the point during, I think, mid of high school or late in high school that when I had start to engage, it was too late. But I still got enough points to get a pass in the subjects, like in the maths and English and stuff, to actually go to college and do my level 1 or entry 3. So I wasn't going too bad there. In high school, I got into a lot of fights, got into a lot of arguments, got into a lot of detentions and stuff like that. You wouldn't think that the way how I act now, but that's what happened at high school. Yeah, okay, my parents didn't get rang, but that was because that they could talk to me and I could basically solve the issue what I put myself in dead easily. And that's why my parents don't know about me punching walls and punching people and stuff like that. The one thing they did know about me when I was misbehaving, but not so much, was basically a person at the dinner table tried to threaten me with a knife. And basically I didn't take it too lightly, so I was going to go to choir, try to calm my head down, do some singing. Yes, you wouldn't think I say that. I did used to go to a choir and sang and stuff. And because my head was too much full of rage and I just saw red, that I went down to the classroom where I knew he was at. I saw him chilling against the wall and then strangled him with one hand, gripped him against the wall, and his face always turned purple. And he was trying to catch breath, and I got suspended for 2 days. I then got even more full of rage because when I found out he was still at college and he didn't have any repercussions done to him, and I was just not okay with that. I was actually fuming. So I tried to hurt him again, but my mates stopped me, obviously. Yeah, okay, it took about 4 of my mates to stop me because I was just full of rage. And obviously, for the size I'm at, and obviously, because of my anger still seeing red, I could easily outmuscle more than 2 to 3 people minimum. It took 4 people. And the teacher just stood there. Just absolutely stood there. And obviously I had to get, not escorted, but I had to get moved away from the playground area to then obviously get detention because he's something what he shouldn't be doing and etc. like that. I was not happy. I had to sit in a science room just writing on a piece of paper, just basically repeating the same lesson over and over and over again and joining letters up and stuff like that. Then it came to the point while we're at college now. We finished high school. We did okay and stuff like that. College, I didn't make many friends there because not many people liked me, but I did make some friends as well. So I wasn't like I made no friends. I just didn't make loads of friends, that's all. And I was a lot mature now because I was doing the boxing, and obviously around I think 17 I started coaching it. And when I started coaching it, that's when it changed my perspective in life on how teachers and coaches get their jobs so hard, because they got to teach at minimum more than 20 kids in a room. And if you're looking at like each class, you're talking about at least about over 40 to 60 in one day. So I basically, let's just say everything changed from perspective and proper made me realise, oh shit, I fucked up during my years and I should have paid more attention and stayed more calmer, so now I could have got into higher levels, but I didn't. So yeah, to all you people who are like me or going through the same struggles as I did back then, I would suggest you just knuckle down, bite your tongue, and just do the work and try and make friends, because once you're gone, they're gone, and you sometimes never see them again, or sometimes you do, and that's great. But it is how it is. And in college, I didn't really learn much because the subjects, and it was something I wasn't really found in. But then I did an internship. And the internship I did was being an assistant sports coach. And while I was doing that as well, that made me change perspective again, because I was now teaching at a school instead of a gym, and I was coaching class kids instead of public kids in a gym. So a whole lot has changed for me since that. And now, obviously, you see me how you see me today in videos and live streams and podcasts and stuff like that. I'm way more confident than I was back then. I'm way more open to talk about things, and I'm more calm than I was back then. But also, I do struggle a lot with my mental health. I sometimes have bad days when it gets way too much, when I repeat the past and repeat years of memory just jogging onto my brain, and basically it proper breaks me down and proper makes me upset. And then there's times when I've obviously hurt myself or trained dead hard to the point when I would pull a muscle, or I would basically ache for days and basically still push through and ache even more, and it gets to the point when I have to take days off because I've done too much damage to myself because of my mental health. And when I say damage, I don't mean like self-harm and all that. I just mean that I train my body dead hard to the point that my body is legit too tired to work because it needs rest. So yeah. But basically, obviously you guys want to know on my injury in boxing, because I did say I'll come back to that. Basically, I was doing boxing as my sessions, because I'd been doing it now for almost coming up to 6 years now, and basically I was basically throwing the jab out like that. The impact went through my hand, went through my arm, entered into my shoulder and popped it out of socket. And I could even hear it pop out as well. And instantly I was on the floor, queuing up in the ball like this. And my shoulder was like that. But it was my other one, but you get the gist. I was like that. I was on the floor, I was curled up in the ball, and my shoulder was tucked into my chest, and I could not move. It was physically impossible for me. And obviously I would have recorded my shoulder injury, but I just couldn't because one, my phone was dying, and two, I wouldn't think they would let me, so I just didn't do it. But you are hearing it from me firsthand. I dislocated it around mid-March, so it's now been 2 months, and next month, which will be in June, would be coming up to 3 months. So I've been out in training, I've been out in boxing, I've been out in coaching and stuff like that for over 2 months. And for people who have seen my videos on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and etc., I have done exercises onto recovering my shoulders. I've got even more exercises from the last physio session, which was yesterday, and I'm doing them. I'm just not doing them today because obviously I need a rest because my shoulder still hurts from the session, but I will definitely do them tomorrow. And basically, I've got 2 more weeks and hopefully I shall be back in boxing. So yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see me back in action and see me how I properly train, how I properly eat, and etc. And I can't wait for you guys to join me in this journey and obviously help me throughout the problems by enjoying the videos or commenting on constructive feedback on what I need to do, or what things you like, what things you didn't like, what I need to change and stuff like that. I just can't wait. But yeah. Now at the moment I'm just in bed, lying down. Well, not lying down, but I'm sitting up, but you get the gist. I'm in bed because I don't have to go in college till around 1ish because our exams going on for GCSE people and I'm in functional. So yeah, I'm gonna be staying here for a bit, and pardon me, and obviously I'll be thanking the people who've helped me out and also helping me out during my life, which is my parents, my mum and dad. I want to thank my friends, Bradley Miller, Corbin, I want to thank Dylan, Willis. I want to thank Lou. I want to thank, who's another one? Try to think. I want to thank Miette, Charlotte Sim. I want to thank, who else do I need to thank? John J. I want to thank Abbas, Abhinav. There's loads of people I want to thank. And to my coaches, I want to thank Dave Morgan. I want to thank Jason. I want to thank Gibbo. I want to thank John, Matt. I want to thank Dave from PST from training me at high school, at the gym. I want to thank my teachers. I want to thank Ward Counter, Mrs. Montali, Mrs. Stanley, Miss Shaw, Mrs. Clark, who do I need to thank? Mrs. Sykes. There's loads, but yeah, still. I want to thank them all because even though I've had ups and downs with some of these people who I've mentioned, I've also have got respect for them for still continue to try and help me out even though I was a menace. So yeah, I want to thank them for that. I also want to thank them because now that when I started doing the coaching side last year, no, 2 years ago, my internship last year with the coaching at the gym, it's made me realise that they didn't have to like me or hate me, and they didn't have to help me out. They just chose to help me out because it's their job. They didn't have to do it. They could have just said, well, you know what you gotta do. The answers are on the board. You need to write them down on the book. They didn't have to do that for me, but they did. So thank them for that. And I also thank my mates for being there for me when I have struggled through hard times and struggled through my mental health and stuff. I also want to thank some of my exes for helping me out going through rough times and basically helping me out and stuff like that. So yeah, I want to thank my family because they've always been there for me since day one. They are my blood, and family always stick together no matter what situation you're in. So I want to thank my family. And my coaches, I want to thank them for obviously training me and obviously basically taking it to liking that I have potential and I am worth something for them instead of being an outcast and being a shell and basically not worthy in life. Because during the problems with my mental health also, it made me lose my confidence, so it wasn't very confident in myself, and I've always doubted myself and always criticised myself to the point that people, if they did that, they would cry and they would want to kill themselves. They want to commit suicide. I have brought myself down to a massive peg in my life before. I've called myself a disgrace to my family. I've called myself unworthy to do that type of activity. I've said that I'm a waste of space and fresh air to the planet. I've also said that I'm not even worth even trying because I don't know basic stuff. I've said a lot of stuff. And I have said stuff which would make people in this video after watching it change their perspective about me. But for one thing only, the one thing that I will say has happened, what I have realised is I'm not all that. I've got so much potential, and basically I have got untapped potential as well, what I haven't discovered yet, which during this period throughout my life, I'm gonna slowly start realizing, and maybe that will change who I am as a person again, but it won't change my personality. So you lot don't need to worry about that. For people who don't like my personality, that's fine. I'm not bothered. I'm just thanking you for actually acknowledging my personality in a way if you don't like it. For people who like it, that's great. We can be friends or hang out and stuff like that. And obviously have a good time and just chill and stuff like that. So yeah, I am appreciated for everything I have in life. I've got everything I want, and now at the moment I am just chilling. Just chilling in life and getting ready to coming back to boxing in recovery. And for my boxing update as well, which I will do on my other social medias. The only thing I will say is I'll be back in boxing soon, but I'll explain more about that on the socials on why on that. So pay attention to that. But yeah. Our podcast, which I do with my mate Corbin, is called Special Duo because obviously me and Corbin are autistic because we have autism, and me and Corbin go through different problems, go through different phases in our life, but we are still friends. So that's why we call ourselves a special duo in the podcast. On Instagram is Connor Easton Beast 8 or Connor Beast Easton 5, which is my boxing one. And my TikTok is Connor Easton 577 or Special Duo on our TikTok account, which is special with full stops in every letter, and duo is just one word. It's all together as well. And my YouTube name is Connor Easton. That's just my name on there. And my Facebook is the same as my YouTube one. It's just Connor Easton as well. So yeah. I've explained about my mental health. I've explained or told you my socials. I've explained to you about a bit of my boxing and my training. And I've covered my mental health as well. So I've covered everything. All I just want to say, even though I say probably 50 million times, I just want to say thank you all for supporting me throughout my journey and being there for me today. And I hope to see you guys very soon or in the future. So yeah. If there's any questions you want to ask in the comments or message me about, it's fine, you can do that. I will try answer them. If I can't, then don't take it to heart, but that's just because that I'm either at college doing work or I don't know the question. So I'll probably text you saying, can you simplify the question for me and explain it to me bit by bit, then I could answer it then. But yeah. But I'm going to end the video in 30 minutes because I find that's a good number to end it off. An half an hour discussion about myself is good. So I will show you some things what I have and obviously what I need to get more of. So I've got a massage gun which helps me to recover and obviously repair my muscles, and then they all relax and loose and ready to go. I've got these JLab headphones. I don't think you can see because of the camera, but if I can show you them on here, I'll do this a sec. These are the headphones there. Right, loopy ear ones. I've got trophies there. The white one is my white collar one, which I won and the other one is the the best senior amateur boxer in the gym, because I showed hard work and determination and discipline and stuff like that. So yeah, them the stuff I got. This has been Connor, and I hope to see you guys later. Take care and goodbye.